All right, we just finished sanding and going through the whole process of getting everything ready. Now we're gonna actually spray this stuff. What do you think? You ready?
As I'll ever be.
All right, let's go. So here, watch out. I'm gonna end up just spraying some wax and grease remover. One thing I use all the time and excessively is a lot of wax and grease remover because you wanna make sure, look at that. That's all the residue from sanding. So I'm gonna end up spraying a little bit more. I'm only gonna put primer in this corner, but I'm gonna actually clean a little bit more of the area. I'm gonna wipe in one direction to pick up whatever debris is nearby, because when I start spraying, I don't want any of that stuff to come up on my surface and end up ruining it. Now we're gonna let that evaporate. It's really slow evaporation. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but as it starts evaporating, once it's completely evaporated, there we go. We can go straight into a epoxy primer.
Blowing master.
All right, so guys, this is just, no, this is not my epoxy primer. Where's my epoxy primer? All right, cool. This is an aerosol epoxy primer. It's a 1K epoxy primer. It's really great for a lot of the small products or small projects to say. It's great for plastics, great for wood. If you're doing this on a car, on an overall, maybe on sheet metal, the actual car, I rather prefer you to buy and spray SPI epoxy primer. That's a 2K epoxy primer system. This is a 1K epoxy primer. It's going to end up using the humidity in the air to cure. But for something like this, that let's say we're just going to cut this up and use this as a patch pan or whatever, this is going to be great for the second surface. So really important, you want to shake this.
This is your friend, guys. Make sure you wear a respirator. We are right now in a booth, so we have air circulating. And since we're explaining certain things here and we're not doing anything big and spraying a lot, we're not gonna wear it, but we urge you to always wear protection.
Yeah, personal protection. With
We're wearing gloves.
PPE.
PPE, yeah.
Yeah, personal protective equipment.
Yep.
So gloves, respirator, eye protection if you need it. So if in other videos, when you see us on YouTube, we're painting, but we actually do a voiceover, because there's no way as we're painting a car, we're not gonna say, hey guys, we're not gonna wear a respirator. But for something like this,
That's what he thinks about SAP.
for something like this, we won't wear a respirator because we have the booth on. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but the airflow here is crazy. So it really pulls all the overspray away. Now, look how long it took for that ball to break through. Yep. Really important in our primer, you have to shake it for a while. Sometimes I tell guys to boil a little water, put this in warm water.
Or put it in the sunlight. It's hot outside, guys, during this time. Take it outside. You don't want the can to get super, super hot, but you do want it to warm up a little.
You want to break up all that product in there. So I like to shake my cans like this because the ball, and I've talked about it in other videos, it goes up and down, and all this material is built up here. So I want to break it down and get it all even. So we shook it up for a while. I want to say, on our 4 or 5 minutes. This has an adjustable fan. Make sure you have it opened or in the middle. And before you spray your project, let's move this up. You want to spray the air, clear out anything, because you don't want to get any garbage right on. And then real simple, I'm going to take this out a little bit.
Gold.
No, that's good. You good?
Yeah, I got it.
So I ended up going more. This is what we sanded. I ended up going a little bit more because it's okay. Let's say if this was a project on a car, a little bit more of an overlap is fine, because the real surface that we're going to end up using is this area. You don't want to pound this on. Let it spray, first coat, medium wet, let it dry, and then build up your coats. If you start going too fast, too heavy, you might never have a chance for it to cure properly.
Basically, guys, what we would call a medium coat. And you're going to be about 10 minutes in between coats, which is going to be your flash time. And on the epoxy, 2 to 3 coats is what you should be spraying. Let's go ahead and spray a second coat on the steel.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, man. Here you go. Thank you. Look how I come off. And look how I'm at an angle, guys. There you go. I'm not like this, because then if you're like this, you're going to like, oh, my paint isn't spraying. You have to be like this. This has a straw in it. and you have to make sure your paint and all your liquid is here, because if you're like this, it's gonna get to a point that you're just gonna grab the propellant inside the can and it's not gonna spray. You need to have it at an angle and you can't be back here because all you're gonna do is dry spray. You need to be close enough that you have a nice wet pattern. This is what 2 coats of epoxy primer on steel looks like.
Out of his aerosol can.
Yep.
All right, so we have all these surfaces. Here you have textured plastic, you have a sanded speed shape, you have the flying eyeball that's already sanded,
PVC.
the PVC, and the aluminum. Javi, do the honors.
Yes. Wax and grease remover.
Clean. It's because I think he cleaned it after you sanded it.
Well, the sheet metal shows a lot more of the dirt than the aluminum. You see, there you got it a little bit more.
Guys, always make sure you're using a clean side of your paper. Make sure you're using a lint-free paper towel if you're doing this process, because then you're just being counterproductive if you're doing something and leaving it full of lint. Especially on the plastics, you want to make sure you get a good clean surface before you start spraying. And make sure all the chemicals are evaporated before you start spraying, because if you trap these chemicals in, you will have an issue later on. It's really hot in here, so we're not going to have a problem of the chemicals evaporating. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Manny's a great assistant. He's a good pumper. He's a good wax and grease pumper. We'll use a fresh sheet
Let me.
on the textured stuff. Oh, not only a good pumper, but a good sprayer.
There you go. You have a lot there to run off. So we're gonna end up using on this one adhesion for motor and epoxy primer for these products. So real important, shake this. Just like anything else, you want to make sure the adhesion for motor is completely mixed with thoroughly.
Guys, while he mixes that, it's like maracas. While he mixes that, there's certain projects, if you're going to do a bigger project, we do recommend you use the epoxy primer, the SPI stuff that we sell. That's 2K product. Banjo is going to put in a link for another video that we've used, the epoxy primers, that we'll teach you in that video, or Manny goes over how to mix it, the induction time, and the application. Banjo will put the link somewhere up here on the screen. You can click to that and it'll show you how to mix and apply the 2K stuff that's out of a big can that you're going to be spraying out of a gun. In that video, it also goes over what gun you should be using and the tip size of the gun as well. But today we're just trying to teach you guys the aerosol stuff, because that's what we get requested the most. And we want to teach you that basic knowledge first.
Look how the solvent's evaporating.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. This is,
Good and dry?
yeah.
That's like this. This is good and dry too.
All right, so this is pretty straightforward. Hey, let me get that. Thank you, Wheat. No, that one's good. to go. Yeah, because that one doesn't have as much filler property. So, adhesion for motor, I'm going to show you guys. You don't have to pound this on. Test this on the side. And all you want to do, let's put it here.
Yeah.
Are you going to hold it?
Yeah, I can hold it there.
Well, I got it right
Yeah,
here.
I can put it over here.
Yeah, that's fine. It's going to evaporate quickly. That's it. That's all you need.
Guys, this isn't to get shiny. You're not filling anything with this. You just want to make sure the material gets on there and you get a nice even coverage so that product gets into the grain.
Let me show you on this video here, guys. Look. It's going to evaporate so fast, but that's it. That's all you need. That's enough for a adhesion motor to work. Same thing.
You'll really see it on this, I think.
Let's see. Hold it right there for me. No?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, because it brings the shine out of the aluminum. That's it. And this one, this one I'm just going to shoot in my hand. That's pretty straightforward. That's all you need. 5 minutes, if that, and then go right into it. This is something that it goes over anything. If you read the can, look, it says it right here. Glass, steel, stainless steel, chrome, brass, copper, nickel, aluminum, fiberglass, wood, plastic, and rubber. This is really important when it comes to difficult plastics or rubbers that are very flexible and nothing really sticks to it. This is what you want to use. This stuff is really the key for a lot of issues when it comes to mechanical, not having that mechanical adhesion. This is what's going to bridge the gap and make your paint or primer stick. So this is pretty much ready to go. We're going to end up just spraying epoxy primer.
Guys, the reason why we're using epoxy primer, let's say on the texture and stuff, even if we were going to get to the point where we wanted to fill it with filler primer, the epoxy primer has much better adhesive properties than sometimes the primer directly on plastic. So we always recommend epoxy before the filler primer.
Yeah. That's it. That's your plastic here.
It's your first coat.
Yeah.
Little tip when you're spraying white on white or something real light gray over white, sometimes it's hard to see where it's going. Don't try to pound it, or don't say, oh man, I forgot this section, I'm going to go over it again. Take your time. If you miss it the first time, you'll get it the second time. Don't freak out. Build it up slowly. Don't try to pound on material.
Yeah, you want to make sure that that goes on nice, medium wet. And then from there, once it dries, go on to another coat. That'll really fill it up and give you the body you need. All right. Oh, you want to do the honors on this one?
I really didn't want to, but I will.
Failed it. So this one, I'll float for you if you want.
Leave that.
You see the way he's spraying nice even panels? Not even panels, nice even passes is the pattern. You're gonna spray a spray can just like you spray a spray gun. 50% overlap, nice and even.
See guys, right here, I missed this little edge. That's not a big deal because I can see it, but I can wait. I can come on the next coat, and I know that on the next coat, I have to start a little bit further away to make sure that I capture that edge.
Now we're gonna let this sit for 5 to 10 minutes and do another coat. All right, so we already had 10 minutes pass by. We're just gonna give this another coat, real simple. There we go. That is 2 coats of epoxy primer on textured plastics. And then now this is pretty much let it dry. And then from there we can go into painting process. But at least you see the fundamentals of prepping the plastic to get it ready to the stage.
My turn?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Perfect. It's not bad for my first time, right?
Yeah, I know.
Guys, this is the second coat on the aluminum. When you start spraying, always remember, since it's 50% overlap, your first pass is always going to be half of it off of it and half of it on. As far as like, we'll use maybe the stick as an example.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, look how far down you want on the stick.
Exactly.
Even though your project
So you want to make sure that you start a little bit away to make sure you get a good solid paint buildup on the edge.
Let me get this here, move this out of the way.
And if you remember, as most people do on YouTube, because the internet's forever, I missed this edge. I'll make sure I get it now on the second coat.
Dude.
That's why you start always a little bit off of the surface and then you come back. Remember, this is a primer. So if the paint builds up a little bit on the tip and you get a few little droplets of paint, no big deal because you're going to sand this smooth anyway.
Perfect.
Before you paint. So those little droplets are not going to be a big deal.
Yeah, this is just to get the surface ready for paint. Let's get the chrome ready now. Well, chrome is gonna be a little straightforward. No, we're not gonna spray all this. We're gonna spray just this side, because what's the point of showing you all that? We're gonna show you. I sanded it in the video. You might not see it. Let's clean it. Let me clean it with this one first, Javi. This one's dirty. Yeah. So show them where it broke through. You can see where it broke through the chrome, and I'm in the nickel. Look at the nickel.
Oh yeah.
So, you can see perfect.
Yeah.
So when you go chrome shop or whatever, look how there's a little discoloration here. Here's chrome, and then I have this goldish color. That's nickel. That means I actually went through the chrome and I went to the second surface. It doesn't matter. We're gonna paint all this, so it's really irrelevant. But let's clean this up. Oh, let me get your right. This one's pretty gross.
Here, use this one first.
Yeah. I'm gonna clean. Watch out your hand. I'm gonna clean this side to get rid of any garbage that might float around. Yeah, that's just good. You can hear the overspray.
Yeah.
This has been sitting around, but this is really good. All right. All right, cool. Should we spray like this? I did spray like this, no?
Yeah.
Let's spray adhesion promoter. I'm gonna hold it down with my hands so you guys can see. The adhesion promoter is a very clear, transparent. So you can spray this right on polished chrome, a polished aluminum, sorry, chrome. Now I sprayed it really heavy. Now I'm gonna let that skim over, and then from there, 5 minutes from now, I can go ahead and spray my actual primer, and now it's gonna adhere to it.
Guys, think of the adhesion promoter basically like a glue in between.
Yeah. It's gonna bridge that surface, those two surfaces together. All right, so we have 5 minutes, we're already passed by.
I'm gonna step away from this because then the overspray is gonna get all over.
Oh yeah, the fans are pulling straight ahead, so. There you go. How are we looking? Boom. Let that dry, give it another coat later on, and now that's actually ready to paint. Once that dries and the primer is cured, you come back, sand this with 400 grit just to kind of knock down any surface imperfections, give you another mechanical bite, and then from there you can go to color. But this is how you properly delete chrome and not have any issues with the paint peeling as long as you follow these steps. Okay, so we have wood. You're not gonna spray wax and grease remover on this. This is so porous, if you spray that, you're gonna just complicate your project and ruin it. This goes straight to Javi blows so well. Thank you, Javi. So on this one, you don't want to go into epoxy primer. There's really no need for epoxy primer. You can go straight into a primer filler. The primer filler is going to help you fill up the green and the texture. Now, same thing. You hear that?
No,
No.
I don't hear it.
Exactly. There's a ball here that's stuck, and we have to shake the crap out of this. So now we have to shake this for 5 minutes.
Don't be so aggressive. You might call the fouls.
Well, we got to shake this, so shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake.
So
Shake your booty.
he's doing something that I don't recommend. I would always recommend you shake it with the cap on.
Why?
Because if you shake it and it slips out of your hand, which happened to me,
That's happened to you?
it falls. You could
Really?
break the valve.
Bro,
You can
with
shoot
those
something
hands?
on
How
it.
you...
It slips out. My butterfingers. Just because they're big doesn't mean they have a good grip.
All right, let's see how this is.
I'm gonna step away again for this one.
Yeah. Same thing, brand new can, spray it in the air. And then this.
This you can spray a little heavier.
Yeah, you have to, because you actually need the wood to absorb it. And wood is not one of my favorite things to paint, because honestly, it really does
Guys, when you're doing wood, this is a process that you're gonna do. You're probably gonna be 4 or 5 coats in before you can even start seeing a smooth surface.
Yeah, well, what's the cool thing about the 2K primer and aerosol, once you spray it on, 2 nice wet coats like that, you let it dry. When you come back and you hit it with 320, it really locks that wood down. And then when you go on to another coat, it won't pass that surface because it's already absorbed. This is what wood looks like, 2 wet coats. You can still obviously see the texture of the grain, but now you let that dry and then you give it another 2 coats. And then from there, you let it dry for a few days. And then from there, you sand it and then you're ready for paint. But it is a process because if you're trying to delete the texture, you have to take those extra steps. When you're doing this with an aerosol product, it takes a lot longer versus if you just go and mix a 2K of primer, like any of our tropical lit 2K primers that you spray with a spray gun. That actually speeds up the process to the catalyst inside. It's actually hard
Plastic. Which one is it?
and dries it up.
So guys, the same process that Manny was talking about with the wood is the same process that we recommend. This is the textured plastic. If the idea is to smooth it out after this epoxy, you scuff your epoxy and you do the same process you're doing on the wood. Multiple coats of the filler primer, 2 or 3, 4 coats maybe. As long as you wait the correct flash time, 5 to 10 minutes in between coats. When you're done with that 3rd or 4th coat, wait. I always recommend with 2K to at least till the next day. Come and sand it with 400 grit or even 320 if it's light. You're gonna slowly start eliminating that texture, and then you can come back and do another 4 coats or so of the 2K, and you'll end up smoothing out that finish.
So we covered all the steps with aerosol and the different surfaces, how to prep them and get it ready for the next step when it comes to paint. So you guys know we have a lot of videos of spraying with a spray gun, 2K primer, 2K epoxy, but this is all our 1K and introducing the new Hornet. This stuff is great, the adhesion promoter. These are the fundamentals that you need to prep these surfaces. Now, as projects come along, you're gonna find different ways to get around things, but this is what you need to know how to properly get this ready for the next step for paint.
I think we nailed it.
Okay, did we nail it? You tell us, guys. Like, subscribe, follow, drop a comment below. Let us know what you think of this video.
Good job.